Was there a wisp out there? Was that what was making that noise? Oh, yeah. I feel like the choices are interesting. I just don't. I don't think they should like kind of force you into an ending, I guess.
Creeping ivy up ahead.
Oh, okay, of course. They do be stinky. Oh, stinky. So that's kind of what it feels like they do, right? When they set it up so that you have to majorly make a choice. It's like if in Life is Strange 1, if it's like if you want to do the like save Chloe ending or whatever, they're like, okay, if you want to do this ending, you gotta make the majority of the Chloe choices. And I think stuff like that is, I think endings like that are cool if they happen dynamically. It's me, the Lamington Bandit. What does that even mean? Hello, Dualius. What the hell is a Lamington Bandit? Am I aggro to enemies like down here or something? What just happened? Oh. Oh.
Have some of that.
It's a delightful small dessert cake. Oh. Who do you steal it from? I don't even know what the fioke gula melaka is. I think I might have just said a slur. Unless you're calling me a asshole in Greek. I feel like, yeah, I think I like choices to, or like the type of endings to be a bit more ambiguous, so that I'm not like working towards an ending, or if I am, I'm assuming the ending exists. I think that would have been a bit more interesting, rather than just plainly saying like, hey, if you want to do this ending. It feels like they're not trusting the player, but part of the problem probably is that also that they decided to make a 60-hour game or 40 to 60-hour game instead of just making a shorter, you know, Life is Strange type game. I guess it's a bit easier to give people the freedom in a 5-hour game than in a 60-hour game. I had that crap on a Kendall Ice, and it was super sweet, like on the border of too sweet. Too sweet is how I live. How I find the wind beneath my rails, and how I learn to fly. Too sweet. I don't even care what my mama. For one ending, we're planning Star over Excellence, the good endings, because it'd be a shame at finishing the normal one first. What do you mean by finishing the normal? What do we mean by finishing the normal one first? You mean like you have like 2 endings basically? Oh, like in Darkwood. Okay, I got you.
Shut it. Bloody mongrel.
I like I like multiple endings, and I think they work really well in a lot of games. But I usually prefer them when they're like a consequence of how you played the game, rather than like a direct choice that you make. Or if it's a choice like if it's a choice at the end, rather than if it's a choice throughout.
Is it just me or?
That you're making at like the start of the game. That's one of the things I really liked about Stasis. I like the fact that Stasis has multiple endings, but the endings are like It's literally just how you play the game. It's not about if you made this choice. Did you save this person? Did you at the end did you choose to spare or to attack? It's just how did you play this game? Okay, you played it in this way. Well, you get this ending then. This is who your character is. I guess I'm fine with endings as long as they are not good and bad, just different. I hate feeling bad because, yeah, like bad endings are bad, yeah, for sure. I want to get a good one. I need to replay the game or something. I think a big problem too, though, is like a big problem with multiple endings is that sometimes you can feel like you got the bad ending because you didn't get the ending that you wanted. Like I know in Stasis has 4 endings, right? I think it's 4 endings. And a lot of people think that one of the endings is the bad ending, despite the fact that the developers have said there's not meant to be like a bad ending. It's just supposed to be different endings. But people feel like they get the bad ending because they didn't get like the ending they were looking for. Which like it's kind of like Stasis is a little bit of like oh no, not Stasis. Not Stasis. Well, what's the game called again? It isn't Stasis. Signalis, yeah, Signalis. Signalis is like a little bit of a love story. So if people don't get to the love ending, people are like, "What the hell? I got the bad ending." But there's not meant to be like a good or bad ending. But it can easily feel like you got a bad ending if you feel like you got an ending that like doesn't satisfy you, right? Yo, Phil Spagman, what's up? Hello. Jesus Christ.
Something's concealed.
So, but some games do. I kind of looked it up because the whole fake ending thing fooled me. Yeah, there's 3 endings. Okay, including the secret ending. I thought there were 3 normal endings and then 1 secret ending. Yeah, most depend on how you explore. Yeah, it's the thing I like about Signalis is that it depends on how you play the game. And that, like, the idea is that this is who your character is because of how you played the game. If you play the game selfishly, you get a more selfish ending, stuff like that. Which I think that's really cool. I like that. My new motherboard arrived, so I'm currently mid-build. Damn, stream it. Apparently, I got the ending where you explore the least, even though I went through everything very thoroughly. I don't think people know exactly how to trigger the endings, but I think a lot of it has to, like, I think it weighs things differently. So it's like, it's not just exploration, it's also about, like, how much did you heal, were you on low health a lot, like, how much ammunition did you use, stuff like that. I had to pick up a couple of Noctua fans for Front Day. Cool! Noctua fans so ugly. That emote is ugly. But yeah, I agree for games that have good and bad endings. I think having a bad ending is just awful. I don't think any game should have that. I think it's cool when games have satisfying endings depending on your choices, or when they have like a choice at the end where you're very, very obviously making the choice. Where it's like it's not vague what you're doing. It's like you're doing this or you're doing this. Like what do you want to do? What do you as a player want to do? And Life is Strange 1 does a really good job of that. I just prefer one solid ending and then a true ending, which you can still achieve after beating the game without having to restart. That's peak ending design emo. That's just my preference. I like multiple endings, but I mostly prefer them for games that are shorter. Like the problem with a game like this and multiple endings is that this game is like, I think if you play this at a normal pace, if you didn't explore, I haven't explored that much honestly, and we're at like 30 hours. I'm playing on hard though, so let's say this game takes like 25 hours to finish if you play it on a normal pace. And a bit of the problem with that is that now you're not exploring that much. You're not doing the ghost hunts and stuff like that, right? But you're playing at a normal pace. Let's say 25 hours. That's for one ending. And then there's at least 3 endings, I think, right? So now we're talking about playing this game for 75 hours to get 3 endings, right? But if you have Life is Strange 1, that has 2 endings. That game takes 5 hours to finish. Maybe you could even finish this in less if you're playing through it pretty quickly. I have a game that have a true ending that required to play the game again to achieve. Sonic Darkwood, that store, for example, did that way. That sucks. Hey Deb, what's up? I miss it, you have to go back. We gotta go back. Calm down, Jack. It depends for me. I think both can be good. It just depends on the length of the game for me. I think as long as the game is sufficiently short enough that you can viably do that and feel good about it, I'm fine with it. And I think that can be really cool, especially like Yappy Psycho. Really good example of a game that does that with multiple endings. That's a game that we played multiple times where we went back and I was like, wait, what if I did this thing? And then it just like opened up a whole new game. I think that type of stuff is really cool, but I think the game needs to be like a sufficient length for it, right? Yappy Psycho is what, like a 5. That's also like a 5-hour game. You can very comfortably like, all right, guys, we're just gonna stream this next time. We're gonna finish the game in one stream, compared to this game, right, where it's like, hey guys, we're going for a new ending. It's gonna take us 45 hours to get there, but it's gonna be really worth it. I promise you. I feel like to swear, but I don't want to be rude. You can say frick if you want to. If you want to say frick, you can say frick. But I like multiple endings and true endings. I like true endings if they are I prefer true endings if they are pretty intensive, if they do require some work, but only if they're worth it, you know what I mean? It needs to be more than just like a little flash, like, what? Oh, in this ending he went through the door. And you're like, okay, that's the true ending is he opened the door. Well, some true endings are like, this is a whole, like, another part of the game, you know what I mean? It's just, this isn't just play through the game again, make 3 different choices. This is like a whole new thing. I don't need to restart the game for them. I like them. Yeah, that's fair. I don't mind replaying games though, so I especially like replaying games for reasons like that. For what the Jesus. Okay, I mean I gave you the pass, but man, that took me by surprise. I think Signalis did a really good thing. Signalis is a good example of what I think a good true ending is, or not a true ending, alternative ending. Sorry, I should say alternative ending because it's not meant to be a true ending. In Signalis, to get to that ending, it was like a huge endeavor for the community, right? Because it needed you to like listen to and analyze the radio signals and a lot of just a lot of crazy stuff that no one. It's gonna be really hard to do that by yourself, and if you do it by yourself, then you're gonna love it, right? And then the ending isn't a better ending. It isn't a. It doesn't tell you anything new. It's not like, oh yeah, now you understand the game because you played this ending. It's just a different ending. It's just like here's a little like cool like Easter egg ending for you because you did this weird like ARG thing. I think that's cool. I like that. There's those games like one of the DSX games where you literally have 3 switches at the end of the game and each plays a different video file. Yeah, I mean that's also Mass Effect though, right? I didn't think I should do it. I was going to add AU, but restrain myself. Why are you still playing this game, Enda? Because it's fun, kinda. Here's the thing, though. I don't mind having an ending choice just kind of be you choose, but I think that also works better for very story intensive games like Life is Strange. Life is Strange 1 does that. It's just a choice at the end, but it does it in a very, very good way, and it makes sense for the game, right? It didn't need to be anything else than that, and I think that's good. The game is basically like, you've experienced all these things, you made all these choices, things have happened, you've been through this adventure, all this stuff is going on. What do you want to do? What do you as a player want to do? I think that's great. I thought it was nearing the end last weekend, and you seemed irritated. No, I'm not irritated about the game. I'm just a little bit like befuddled. This is just one of those games you play, and you're like, I can see effort into this game. I can see they worked hard on this. I can tell that they had an idea. I can tell that they, you know, this isn't a piece of garbage. It's an overall like pretty decent fun game. But it's just like, Like, why make this? Why make this game and they could have spent this resource on something else? It's just one of those weird games where like, this game is overall quality. I could recommend this game. It isn't buggy. It's feature complete. It has a lot of things going for it. But it's just so like, it's toting the line so much. It's not doing anything exceptionally well. It's just everything is just fine. It's just weird. It's just one of the games where I'm just like, I don't understand. Did you see the video that Dualis made? That was a good video. See, Dualis, you're getting more praise. The biggest takeaway from this playthrough is that Enda's Hitler. I heard he's dope on the mic too, yeah. What? What are you saying? What the hell are you saying? You can say it's a game. What I've said about this game, which I think is the most succinct and best way to describe, does Enda still rock the sock pop filter? Yes. I understood the video references. I think in that case, his mic is also stinky. The most succinct way I've had to describe this game, which I think perfectly fits it, you take God of War, you take Witcher 3, you put them in the blender, you blend it up, then you pour out like 25% of it. Like, not all of it. You don't take all of it out. You just like 25%. There you go, Banishers. Actually, maybe you add a little bit of Life is Strange in there. You sprinkle that on top. Litmus test full of deep cut and
What is
lore.
lurking here?
Time to work, Banisher.
There's an angry spectre somewhere
Spectre
nearby.
somewhere.
Better summon it.
And I replace the sock with fresh shoes once. Yeah, I do. This one is soon ready. This one is ready soon. Oh, that has a hole in it. Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting that. Are they both holed? Oh yeah, they both have holes in them. Oh, there we go. Will that be available as merch? Sure. You're severely overestimating Endo. That was a big hole. I'm poor! I can't even afford new socks! Oh, if only I had a tier, if only I had a hype train level 20. Ow! When did you stop wearing socks and start wearing
Now step from the shadows.
These are forest socks that have holes in them. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Oh, I did the wrong one. I guess it's a scourge.
Present yourself.
More leap that. Wait, what? Oh, this is leap.
Once more with healing.
Blade. More fun.
Spectre, going for a
No! I shot him before he charged, but the damage all carried over, so he fell on the ground.
You can scream all you want. Going down.
Think you could take on a ghost?
I can't, nay.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
Ow!
Did we miss a few? Don't let that spectre get to the corpse.
Friendly fire! Oh! Cool. My school camp this week, there was a lot of shoe on and offing, and I was prepared wearing my best and newest pair of socks on the first day. How many holes do they have? I bet was letting out with those dogs any chance she got. The shoes I pulled out of my bag the second day were at the total opposite. They had no holes yet, but one of the big toe was about to push through. The soles had gone all gray. Jesus. Deb has green feet now from all the
I
radiation.
feel something close.
Always trying to trigger Enda, and I thinking about Bluefoot. I mean socks. Yeah, I got that. I got that. I don't know, guys. I can't afford it. I can either choose to eat or buy new socks, because I mean, and I don't mean to do this to you guys every time, but like you're not really supporting my career here. You know, some of these big streamers, they get like thousands of gift subs every day. So I'm just saying, guys, you're not really like doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you all gifted 1,000 subs right now, I would be set for like at least a month. If everyone just gifted 1,000 subs right now, just wear smultringer for socks and eat them afterwards. That doesn't sound good. That just sounds bad. Oh wait, there's a item loot there. In fact, the hotel I stayed at near the nuclear zone is a shoe-free zone, so you don't replace radioactive dirt through the place. That makes sense. Radioactive, radioactive. Wait, I just realized there's...
Picking up something spectral nearby.
I thought we were gonna kill for a second, but then, like, why would we have underwear on under the kill? That makes no sense. That would be such a weird addition to this game if Red was just flopping out. You know, one thing I thought about too is that now that they actually introduce some more racism into the game, I don't know if this is the racism game. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do, I feel like if you're gonna have like themes of racism and stuff, maybe save that for like a different type of game. I don't know. I mean, it isn't bad in this game, but it just feels a little bit like unnecessary, I guess. There's more racism. Yeah, I killed the guy, of course, but this guy Ferdinand here was a slave to this woman, and then he pretended to love her, and then she died, and he became free. So I killed him for that. And then a lot of the people in that town over there, they're like, I don't know about this slave being freed. He also should have worn without underwear. Yeah, they introduced more racism, yeah. So he got those plums, but well, he doesn't for sure. But I don't think this is a kilt anyway. Well, it is, alright. It just doesn't look like a traditional kilt, but I guess it is. And I killed slave. Well, he was free, so he wasn't a slave anymore. I killed him when he was free. He died a free man. The Bly estate. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having the racism in this game, but just I just don't know if this is like the game for it. You know what I mean? Like, if I was gonna make a game and have like a racism be one of the themes, I probably would want that to be like a more significant factor, I guess. More, because it feels so passive in this.
Enjoying your feast of lesser living fawn, then?
Don't be so loud. The wisps might hear you and come out.
It's kind of one of those like, why introduce it as a concept if you're not gonna like do anything with it, right? Is it just to make people uncomfortable, or just to be a little bit more realistic? I don't know. That was a good example of something else where they chose not to do the racism. Oh yeah, in Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things doesn't have the racism.
You shouldn't stay in there.
Realistically, it'd be impossible to dodge racism in the 1600s, even if they were all white to just bully the French people. Possible to dodge racism in 2024. Well, in Stranger Things, they kind of purposefully avoided all the racism stuff, just because they knew they wouldn't be able to, like, you know, I don't want to like do it to justice, but like they knew they wouldn't be able to like deal with it. It's one of those, like, if you're not gonna have it be like a significant part of the media, then maybe just like don't do it, because what do you gain? Like, what's the benefit here? And it isn't bad in this game. It's just one of those like that could have been like an interesting theme, I guess, where that could make you consider something, but it's just so passive. Is locked. To all people living outside the walls of Fort Jericho, attacks have been endured on our fellow members and safety has been decreasing rapidly. What we already been through does not allow us to send troops deep inside the lands. We urge you to join us to take shelter in Fort Jericho, where we gather resources and food. No exceptions will be made, as the safety of all depends on our administration. Every man and woman who is old enough and fit to fight should join us at the fort as soon as possible. Captain Saul Pennington, Fort Jericho. Bly SH. I guess we're going there later, I guess. But I guess it's just another like kind of like a little bit half-baked thing. I guess it's kind of just following the theme of being a little bit half-baked. It is a weird choice though, just like the game in general. I just feel like from a development perspective, you have to feel like a game that's just like another game but not as good. It's never gonna be very successful, right? Like, how many examples do we have of that? I feel like usually we're like, it's like the exact opposite. It's like we know that the game won't be successful if it's just the same thing as something else, just not as good. Oh, did I already find all this, or?
Something wicked is tied to this.
Like everything else, it's just I think it's just leftover from their unattainable ambitions. Oh, we're missing one. But I feel like you'd know though, right? I mean, these games take a lot of effort and time to make. The first game definitely sold this as a more realistic experience. Yeah, but I think a big problem is like, if you wanted to do this game and make it feel more realistic, you can't do corridors. right? You can't have corridor-based exploration. It needs to be like Red Dead Redemption, right? Like there's so many paths I can imagine with the game where it feels better. Like imagine if this was just like a small open world, just like a chunk of like a Red Dead Redemption area. You have like a little swamp, you have a mountain area, you have a forest, you have like the coast. Like you're like, oh cool, right? But then like this is like nothing like that. Like imagine if it was just one Witcher area, Witcher 3, it's just one area on Witcher 3.
Ready for another ride?
We should watch some of the trailers when we're done with playing the game. Witcher 3 was peak
Circumstances
racism.
aside, this is quite romantic.
Swarming hordes of specters aren't to your liking.
They are if I'm with you.
Everyone hated everyone else and Geralt killed everyone indiscriminately. I got 2 blades. Both of them are for monsters, if you know what I'm saying.
Not a fan of this breeze, mind.
Not as romantic as you'd thought, eh?
Maybe now's the time to ask you to marry me.
Try it and I'll cut the rope.
Will you marry me? Well, how are you gonna cut the rope? Here I go, woman. I'm definitely doing AoE damage, that's nice. It just really feels to me like there's 2 routes you go with this game. You either go balls to the wall open world exploration, or you go deep story time. But then they went in the middle. Basically no risks. Yeah, I mean, the risk was making this game to begin with.
Beautiful view.
Every morning I wake to a better one.
You trying to charm me, lady? I'll warn you. It should definitely work.
So someone said, Hey, what if you made God of War, but we just like didn't do anything differently, and it's also not as interesting, and it's like kind of like a discount God of War, and then we charge the same amount of money for it. They're like, oh yeah, what if we did that? What if we did that though? Can we do that? It's like, oh yeah, sure, why not?
These body parts scream manifest my spectre.
Like you have all these weird things like this thing, right? Good game but lacks anything unique. Yeah, it's like it's not a bad game, which is kind of like the problem, right? It's like when you play a bad game, you can be like, oh, this is just bad. Like these people are just clueless. This isn't bad. It's just like just didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So you're just kind of like, why didn't they just do something? Because the weird thing to me is like they made this game and they have to playtest it while they're making it, right? So they're playtesting it, and they must have known while playtesting this that this is just so middle of the road, right? They're not playing this and be like, oh my god, that's so fun. There's no way they're doing that. They're probably like, yeah, cool, okay, another combat, okay, let's do it again, I guess. This is another one of those kind of half-ass things, right? I thought this sounded cool when we unlocked it at the start. You find a thing and then you have to choose which one to do, and if you choose the wrong one, you waste the resources. But first of all, you don't really farm resources in this. You just kind of pick them up and you run past them. It's not like I've ever had to run back and be like, oh, let me go grab those. Let me travel to the Mount Pleasant region real quick, grab some magnetite. Maybe that happens later in the game, but like, so it's like wasting the resources doesn't really matter. But also, it's obviously very very obvious which one you're supposed to pick. It's not like you have a lot of choices here. You just pick the right one.
You now.
Ask for help if you need it.
Ow! What the hell? Alright. You're getting it.
This isn't over yet.
Ah, really? What was that? What was that? Oh, they exploded in the eye.
This is getting serious.
No. Oh. God damn it. Wanna fight? Ow!
They brought more friends.
Oh, there's more? There's more.
Watch out. Spectre possession.
Jesus. That would have killed me on red. Wait a second, that's not even the flag of America. What the hell? Wait, I recognize that flag. Or not the flag, the thing. Do we have a painting for that or a note? No, you're white. What the hell? What does it say you wrote that at 2:52 for me when it was 2:51 for me? What the hell? Does Twitch have a different time than I have?
Busy as pie.
Nah, but you can't cook.
Is my PC clock running late? But now I'm curious. I'm gonna keep an eye on my. How much time do we have until the minute passes? 30 seconds. Is Twitch chat being weird, or is my PC being weird, or is it? Am I time traveling? I'm looking at my phone. I'm gonna see which one goes to 53 first. Wait, it's 53 now. Is my computer 20 seconds behind? That's weird, right? It shouldn't be like that. Wait a second, is my computer messed up? Wait a frickin' heckin' second. Maybe Norway's... Well, my phone was right, though. My phone switched time at the right time, but just my computer is 20 seconds behind, exactly. On the dot. Not synced to my Microsoft servers.
Blocked. I hope there's another way in.
I hate these dodging assholes. Wait, how do you get back there? Oh. Oh, was I supposed to go here? Oh, okay. And here I thought I found like a secret or something. I'm gonna assume there wasn't anything like to loot on this bridge. Oh look, there's a wisp thing there. Am I too far away? Hey! Ogres!
Banishers. So you found your way.
What's up?
Sebastian, what are you doing here?
What did you think? He died here. What do you mean, what are you doing here? What does that mean?
Difficult though it be to walk these dark tunnels, I'll guide you as best I can.
You don't have to come, your help is welcome.
Thank you. When you're searching for the source of the wrath of the hordes of the dead, it's nice to bring a friend.
I fear their anger justified. This place knows much tragedy.
About Pennington's actions.
Pennington did a great and terrible thing. Your death must feel like an outrage.
I am a soldier. I took the shilling. Death is part of the bargain. One dies so many may live. I served the sick and the dying. When my turn came, I was ready. But now, in the fort, there is no noble sacrifice. One dies, so all may also die.
Tell us about Helen.
Tell us a little more about Helen.
I'm not sure what more I could tell you. My wife is a strong woman. What you see is what you get. Every day I feel blessed to have a partner and best friend by my side. I had never expected her. When she came into my life, I came home to myself. Made me want to be a better man.
Oh, I know the feeling.
She gave me a handkerchief. I died clutching it. A symbol of our love. She was and is ever in my thoughts. She is my world, now until the end.
What shall we find down there?
The rage of the Forsaken. They trusted him. He betrayed them. He abandoned them. I doubt they can be placated.
We must press on.
Stay close.
It's also crazy that there's like we chose to go north, but we could have gone south too. It's crazy to have so many areas in this game.
Whenever you're ready.
And I don't think we're even going south. I think we made the north choice. And that's why this looks like this. Like I don't even think we can go do this. I think this is just gone. Not sure they're locked out. Well, I don't know if they're locked out, but we're locked out of the quest there for sure. We definitely can't do the quest there. We can probably go there, but we can't do the quests. Whatever the quest was supposed to be, I don't think we can do that.
Not far now, till you find what you need. I hope.
Pity. I was enjoying this wee promenade.
So since Kate is here, it's probably we have the Colonel dude up here, then it's probably the Mayor in the south. I think it would be too much to make us go both places. I feel like the game is already too long, so I don't think they would be dumb enough to be like, oh yeah, you gotta go south as well. Maybe you can optionally do it. I like that this mechanism isn't even tied to anything. It's just a wheel, it doesn't go anywhere. I don't realize that, it's just a wheel.
Fantastic.
I think you can get down from here.
Somehow you can use this wheel to make the elevator go up and down, but it's not connected to anything. It doesn't have anything in the back. It works over Wi-Fi. A baby wheel. Baby
Everything all
wheel.
right?
Let's just get this over with.
Guys, thank the Lord that we are several miles underneath the Earth, but at least there was a hole in the ground to give us light. God forbid some atmospheric lighting. That would have scared me.
Aye, still impressive.
Baby shark, baby shark.
Pennington ordered the barricades.
Give it a 6.6.
I barely had time to bid Helen farewell.
That must have been hard.
A soldier is called to sacrifice.
I'm not gonna say what the score is in my head right now, but maybe a good guess. I think you might be 2 points too low though on the first one. I think like an 8.6 is probably more appropriate, honestly. Oh, there. If I like the ending, I could be coming to do like an 8-9. I'm afraid to read my previous page and realize I have only written down incoherent babbling for months. I've tried to keep track of time by carefully noting each say in separate notebook. But some days it is like I am not sure anymore that I marked the previous day, as if too much time has passed since I added a tick on the paper. Too often in the last weeks I have found myself by the shore or the cliff of the mill without remembering how or when I went there. And when I ask around what day we are, it isn't like nobody can give me the good answer. And at least the same answer. This is the curse, alright, always more insidiously poisoning our minds. I think this is my last attempt to remember what happened to us all. Working is the only thing that matters and helps me get through the day. I most not forget to work. Tomorrow I shall throw this page away, as I promised to do so long ago. I must not forget to go to the hill where the wind is the strongest. Lucy B. 8.6, yeah. 86 is slang meaning to throw out, to get rid of, to refuse service to. I see what you did there. What the hell? Who made that slang? Alright, I came from there, yeah, I gotcha. Or I came from here. I was so confused for a second. You don't think this is an 8.6 Dwalius? I don't know.
This isn't over yet.
Stay down!
The spirits of these soldiers were angry.
Soldiers weren't spared. Those not taken by sickness or thirst died of despair.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
As am I. Soon Pennington.
I can't loot this, hello? There's a 6 in my head at best. We can do like a... Well, let's meet in the middle. Let's do 7-7. What do you think about that? Let's do a 7-7. I think that's pretty reasonable. Integrity of the Enda skill is gone. Ah, come on, man. Let's just do a 7-7. Why is there an enemy there when nothing spawns there? You sold out for... Well, they were in chat, Dualius. Come on, dude. They were in chat. I mean, they were in the chat, man. We can do... let's do a 7-9. A 7-9, I think, is reasonable.
These tunnels go surprisingly deep.
In its heyday, it was quite the operation. See this lift? It goes all the way down.
How do I get up there? Oh, you don't. Watching the Dev Awards on another screen and my brain keeps thinking this is also a VOD. It is a VOD, Dualius. What are you talking about? This was last stream.
Cart upon cart rose to the surface, piled high with ore.
You're getting confused. How is he talking to me from the past? I predicted it.
What's over here?
More tunnels blocked off. More death in the dark.
I'm a predictor. They call me the predictor.
Did the miners abandon their work when sickness hit?
They worked till they could work no more.
As they should. Dictator disrespect. You saw the thing, right? That Dr. Respect came back, and he had 200,000 viewers. I called it perfectly in my react. I called exactly how it would go. I watched the 6 minutes where I explained the thing. I called that too. I was like him. Minor doesn't have to mean like a 13-year-old. It's probably like a 16 or 17-year-old.
Stuck, damn it.
There's a strong spectral presence down there.
A lot of us died down here.
What the hell was that?
Clary said she was over the age of consent. Yeah, of course.
Coming.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. It could also be 14, I guess. In Japan, I think the age of consent is really low in some American states. Let's look real quick. Lowest age of consent, America. Oh, it is 16. I guess they've changed it. Was there a different age for like marriage or something? He really should have talked to his lawyers and not done the, hey, it's actually Ipophilia defense. I mean, he shouldn't have said something to begin with. I mean, his biggest mistake was admitting it, right? I mean, he should have just said nothing, because then the weird part, if from the video that we watched, that Wallace recommended. He had so many people defending him. So many people saying, like, he didn't do that. There's no evidence. Like, of course he didn't do that. And then he was like, I did that. And they're like, oh, wait, you did that? Like, he should have just kept quiet. He should just been like, yeah, I mean, I didn't do that. If I did that, I would have been in jail, right? Like, if Twitch saw me do that, like, why didn't Twitch do anything about it? Or there's drama with content creators, the dudes who survive are the ones that just ignore it all. you can ignore, you can tank, but tanking is way harder, right? Dr. Respect didn't lose his YouTube partnership until he went public about it, right? Like all this bad stuff happened when he went public about it. That's like when the problems came. Nick prepared the button to you, and if even that guy thinks you're aware it's over, yeah, of course, because it's. When people hear the term minor, they freak out.
Get back up.
Shift your balance.
Hey, more fun.
Stay on your feet, Red.
Yeah, had to do
Nice
with
of
all
you
the
to join
crap
us,
he talks
Sebastian.
about
Care to
trans
explain
people
what the hell
messing
we
with
just
kids.
heard?
Yeah, sure.
I can't.
What now?
I say we push past the blockade.
What is this supposed to be?
Follow me, please.
I told Gray the tunnels were hellish hot. But Wilson says he can't do much about it. Keep feeding the furnace, says he, if you want your meager pay. That sounds nasty. You alright?
Are you alright?
Would fancy working here with the furnaces running.
The work men did.
Why not?
Meant to make new.
I mean, this place is like super airy. There's giant holes everywhere. This wouldn't even be warm, I don't think. Someday that's gonna get famous, and that sexy 13-year-old clip is gonna be his downfall. I'm ready to be interviewed by IGN. Wait, wasn't it a 14-year-old? What the hell? And that's preparing his alibi. Hey, I'm not afraid of anything. Come at me, bro. I will tank you. I mean, here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. This is news right now. Dr. Respect will probably keep streaming unless it's for some reason now decides he doesn't want to tank it anymore. And in 2 weeks, no one will care anymore. People have moved on to some new drama that they care about more. No one will care. It will just be completely gone. It will just be some like random jokes every now and then. And over time, probably the people that like said this is unforgivable, that like don't have a side, they'll probably like slowly over time forgive him. You know, be like, well, you know, I'll play with the dog. Sure, I miss playing with them. I miss this guy. I still care after all this drama. Someone's life better be ruined. I literally couldn't care less. I only care because other people care. If there's some sort of drama that makes me dislike someone, that's permanent. That doesn't go away. Like, I don't forget about it. Look at my Cyberpunk stuff. I have despised CDPR since they released Cyberpunk, and I will not stop doing that. I will bring it up every time. I will not forget. It's not some passing by drama that I'm only thinking about temporarily. It is permanently engraved into my brain box. Both sides is lying and I need them to be punished. Neither side is lying, though. Which side would be lying? They're just all telling the same truth, just with different perspectives. We talked about this last time. It's like how people will change whether they use the word child or adult, depending on depending on like what narrative they want to spread, right? Like if a 14-year-old gets shot, then you say you murdered a child. But if a 14-year-old shoots someone, you'd be like, that 14-year-old is an adult, right? That's how people are. It's like it's whatever fits the current narrative, right? There's no consistency between adult and child. It's like how people saying that a minor is still a child. Like a minor isn't a child. If you're 16, you are not a child. That doesn't mean that. Like what Dr. Disrespect did, I've said this before. That's weird if she was 16 or if she's 18, right? It doesn't matter if that girl was 18 or not. It's still weird. But not because they're a child, just because it's weird, right? It's not. It doesn't have to be a child. It's just because he was in his late like 30s and he has a wife and a kid. Yeah, it's weird, but it's like people need this. Like I think people need the outrage and they need to like make it worse than it is. So they're like, that 16-year-old was a child. It's like it doesn't matter to me if she was 16 or 17 or 18. If she's like 15 or 14 or 13, sure. Like at that point, sure. Like 100% it matters. But if you're like 16 or 17 or 18, I think you have like about the same emotional level. You have about the ability to consent. It's still weird. It's just weird. It doesn't matter if you're 16 or 18. If you're 40 and they're 16 or 18, it's just weird. Even if they're 16 or like, I would say it's slightly weirder if they're 16, but I would say it's like just about the same word for me. If they're 18, sure, it's like most people don't care anymore at that point. They're just gonna, that's weird. I think it's equally weird. What if the 14-year-old was shooting at me first, but I had better aim? I don't know. I think all this stuff is just cringe. I think it's cringe from both sides. You know what I mean? Sweetheart, I write to you direct because your mother told me you were sad to hear my most recent news. All is well. We are locked in for our safety that the disease may no longer spread. Your nurses tend to us and the men of the train band bring us food and water and other supplies. Soon this will be over and I shall come home. We shall go fishing on the river and play with Dudley. I shall teach you to shoot. That shall be our little secret. Help your mother in the house and at the market. Look after your brother. Say your prayers and stay strong. I shall see you soon. I'm okay with dropping the dog stuff if it means we get crucified Mr. Beast. What is the Mr. Beast drama currently? Just that it fakes all his stuff?
I know.
Looking at this is giving me the willies. Is it cursed?
Or terrible behind the closed door crap? I don't think I've heard most of it. I saw the doctor. There's like a is his name Dr. Lupo? There's like a Dr. Lupo clip where he's like yelling about like, that's a child. I was like, what? If she's 17, is she a child? Is that how we're classifying it? Like if a 17-year-old committed mass murder, you'd be like, wow, that was a child. We should sentence that person as a child. Of course you would. That's not a child. You're not a child at 17. Doesn't mean you have the maturity of like a 23-year-old.
What's this?
A makeshift checkpoint. The halfway mark.
Bro culture at work, ignoring people's mental health, fake challenges and padding competitions with employees. I think a lot of it is dumb. I don't think his stuff being fake really matters. Also, hasn't Mr. Beast overall done good with his money anyway, so why does anyone care? I mean, bro culture at work is bad though, I guess. But faking his stuff I wouldn't care about. But the mental health stuff, sure. Like that I would care about. That would be pretty bad. Crafter is arbor to me because he wasn't this big company from the start. I assume it was all fake anyway.
Enough powder to kill us all.
Enough powder to kill you, you mean?
Aye.
I never really watched any Mr. Beast. It's never interested me. I thought his videos were ass anyway. Like I don't think it was good content. So. He's not Dave Portnoy, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he started on YouTube, so of course they're going to expand quicker than they can adapt to this HR actual company crap. I mean...
You are sent back.
I think that is a problem in a lot of these cases. It's the fact that you begin as something, you're this thing, and then oh, I didn't mean to that. I want to read it. The three crested tiger's eyes on this ring are charged with powerful purging magic, allowing the wearer to enhance his ability, banishing spirits. Its golden brown color is reminiscent of the dry savanna of West Africa. We forgot to read this on a lot of items. What was I wearing? This thing, the Bane ring. Banish consumes 150 spirit points to deal 100 damage. I don't think I like that. I don't think I'm a fan. The panic crap is dumb because most of where he films it is in his town, which is already small, and when someone drops out of the challenge, you need to fill a spot ASAP, or they're losing giga money from not filming. Not to mention losing permits and all that crap. You can probably fix that with contracts, though. Wouldn't you just contract people? Then if they don't show up for the things, you just sue the hell out of them. Leave touching influence enemies, increase but don't check outbursts use an air of effect dealing spectral damage. Let's grab that, I guess, and then let's grab... I don't really care about either of these. An example would be the COVID. If you're doing a challenge with 500 people and 50 of them get COVID, you're going to grab whoever you can nearby. Yeah, sure. I wouldn't care about that stuff being fake anyway, though. It doesn't really bother me. I would care, like if it's like the one where he gives away like eye surgeries to people. If that was fake, I would care. I'd be like, okay, that's a problem. If those people didn't actually have eye problems, I'd be like, that doesn't seem very good.
They're expecting to face a regiment.
In a way,
The challenge isn't crap in anything, it's always so exaggerated and crap. And like anything on
we
TV.
had to keep them from infecting the rest.
Charming.
Can't blame a man for wanting to make it home alive.
Most of the good stuff that you see that is real, it's like a combination of both, right? Like Kenny versus Benny is all real, but they set up the scenarios to work in the ways they do, right? Like they know how the two people in Kenny versus Benny react to things and how they interact, so they can set up scenarios. They're not going to script anything, but they will make sure that if Kenny's doing something weird, then they'll be like, oh yeah, Spenny, go look at Kenny. They'll like urge him to go look, so they can get those shots for TV, right? So it isn't completely staged, but it's like it's set up. So yeah, but Kenny and Spenny would be playing a more exaggerated version of themselves. I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen both of those guys in regular situations, and I think that might be one of the realest versions of them. But maybe playing it up a little bit, sure. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. Quarantine rules, nothing must leave the mines. Yeah, anything about people's always plays up slightly more unusual, sure. Reception at entryway, $5 of ammunition, 2 loaves of bread, coffee, 3 blankets, extra 22X. Lieutenant Priest, you disappoint me, soldier. Folk outside await your word of comfort from within the mines. I could not read them your recent report. We face a formidable crisis, and each must play his part in preventing the spread of the disease. If they will not, you must persuade them. This is the mark of a leader. After this letter reaches you, I will wall up the mines. The quarantine will hold, and so will you, son. Remember your training. When this is over, I look forward to welcoming you and all those you've saved to reward you for your courage. You are the last line of defense, Sebastian. Be brave, be strong, stand firm. Paul Pennington.
Why would Pennington cut off the food?
He decided we weren't worth saving. Damn him to hell for it.
Reason enough for a Spectre to rage. Press on.
The living quarters are ahead, if you insist.
They don't have like a cave map for some reason. Did I just go in a circle? Oh no. A lot of people just don't like him, and seeing a disgruntled ex-employee put together a couple of minor things to try and create a bigger issue is giving them something to rally behind to try to fuck him over. I mean, we had the Linus Tech Tips thing too, right? Not that long ago.
Think you could take on a ghost?
I feel like if the Ava Tyson crap didn't come out or didn't happen, it would have been forgotten about instantly. Yeah, but I mean, it's possible. The Ava Tyson stuff is it's the alleged grooming thing where there was no evidence of grooming, right? I saw now Linus beat those allegations. I mean, he beat them because they weren't substantiated, right? You had, you know, the chat logs in public, just chat logs in the public edge of Discord, yeah, and like no clear evidence of grooming, and the kid that was groomed even said I wasn't groomed. He was like nothing happened. Nothing plays me bully about the gamer nexus stuff. Wait, what's the gamer nexus stuff? You mean the one where they sold that block accidentally, or the EK crap? I don't know.
We play games as we wait to die.
Those are some big dice. I was gonna say, on the bro culture thing we talked about earlier, I was gonna say that, like, I can see how people end up in a situation where they have a company, it's small, it starts growing exponentially, and they don't set up the framework to make sure everyone's protected and good, because everything's probably worked out before that. You just talk to each other, everyone just communicates, and everything's good. And then as you grow, you just kind of assume it will work the same, but it doesn't, of course. So I can see how people end up in that situation, and, you know, I wouldn't blame someone for being in it, but I blame them for not fixing it, which is what Line of Text Tip did, right? They had that problem, and then they were like, all right, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna work to make sure this doesn't work this way. We're gonna have proper HR. We're gonna have all these, like, safety guidelines. Flames people with paper trails. I think GN does good crap, but fuck, some of their crap is so fucking boring. It's very boring, but I'm sure tech nerds love it. I mean, I think the Mr. Beat, they grew. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. But I don't think that's necessarily an excuse to be, if they're like being like bigoted or like, oh yeah, you're depressed. You're suicidal. Boo-hoo, you know what I mean? I don't think it's an excuse to be like that, but I can see what might take a bit for someone's eyes to open, you know what I mean? I can see what might take, like, someone having a really bad episode before, like, oh, we need to have, like, proper HR here, right? I think the gamer nexus people are, like, the closest thing we have to, like, Total Biscuit.
If we want to stop for a wee minute, this place will do.
They're like a relatively small YouTube channel that have like very, very far reach, which is really, really cool to see. Like they're some of the few people that can make an actual change in the industry.
I regret the necessity.
You said you were a bystander, yet you wrote reports to Pennington?
I hoped if he knew what was happening, he'd do something.
Which I think is really cool. That's what I miss about Total Biscuit the most. Well, Total Biscuit was such a huge influence on the gaming scene that he could like, if he didn't like something, if there was a problem and he talked about it, changes would happen. You know, it was talked about how there's a bunch of games, there's a bunch of game developers like, hey, if Total Biscuit didn't talk about my game, we would not exist, like Warframe, right? They were like, they were like, this was our trajectory. We were going like this. And Total Biscuit, you know, he talked about our game. He didn't approach it like, hey, can I get some money to this? He just talked about their game, and then now they're one of the popular games, most popular games ever, right? Like, actually insane how much influence Total Biscuit had. Each weak spot hit with the rifle increases damage of the rifle by 4%. Wait, this is the one I just had? Wait, oh, this is the one I just got. Black Belly. Rifle bloodshot. Oh! This gives me Wrath, though. And Wrath is manifestation damage. Seems to be strength. I like manifestation damage, good. Yeah, they have a lot of sway because of how open and transparent and honest they are. Yeah, but I think they also have a lot of sway because they... A little bit like Total Biscuit back in the day, Total Biscuit had garnered a specific variety audience that would come to him for game recommendations. You know, a lot of outlets now, the way it is, most outlets, people just come there for game reviews. No one actually cares about the games. They just want to come there to see if the game is good or bad, so they can like talk about it or trash talk it or whatever, right? That's what most people go there for. Total Biscuit had people that actually bought games. So when Total Biscuit said, I recommend this game, that game would sell copies. You know, we're talking about like potentially like hundreds of thousands of copies, right? That's his influence. So him saying a game is good was actually like a significant thing. Which is the same with the Gamer Nexus people, right? They have a very specific audience that actually buy products. They drive products, right? If they say something is good, that product is going to sell. So if they're like, hey, this, you know, Asus whatever, they're fucking you over. People will be like, oh, I'm not going to buy Asus then. And now Asus sees like an actual dip in their profits, right? They're like, what the hell? So they have like actual real tangible power over these people. They didn't talk crap about the LTD until they started throwing crap how they test better than everyone else, and now nobody in the industry. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. That's what I meant, though. They're very open about their testing and reviews and how they want accept sponsorship and stuff if they think it will conflict their unbiased review. Yeah. Yeah, Giga Pro Consumer, yeah. And they're just real, right? That's what you're saying. They're just very real. They're not gonna fuck you over. They're not gonna say stupid stuff. They're gonna test stuff. They're gonna have very specific parameters. They're gonna have those written down. They're gonna have exact criteria to match something they have decided is a good standard. And they have said this is our standard. So you can decide if you like the standard or not, or if you have different standards. And they'll test it to that, and they'll deliver the results. Yeah. Word to crap, or they refuse to put in writing. Yeah, which is really stupid, right? That's like Linus being really stupid. Because that's like top tier corpo, right? And that can show an inherent flaw with how a company is built. Because I talked about that with my old workplace, right? I said that when I worked as an IT manager. I managed an IT department, and things were pretty good. But they kept asking me to do other things. They were like, "Hey, can you come help move these chairs? Can you come like help do this thing, do that thing?" And eventually I said no. I was like, "I'm not doing that. That's not my job." And they were like, "You gotta help us." I was like, "I don't. That's not in my contract." So they came back. They changed my contract, and in the contract it said, "You have to do everything. If we tell you to do something, you gotta do it." And I was like, and I said like what do you guys mean? Like, So if you guys tell me to go like clean the toilets, I have to do that. They're like, well, yeah, but we're not gonna do that, of course. Of course we're not, like, if we did that, you have to do it, but we're not gonna do that. So I was like, yeah, but then write that in the contract. They're like, no, we're not gonna do that. That contract got annulled because it was illegal, but you know, that's kind of the same thing, right? It's like, if your employer, if you are working for someone, or you're purchasing something from someone, or anything, if it's anything that's worth a significant amount to you, or money, or time, or effort, everything should be in writing. Never trust anyone by their word. Never be like, oh yeah, well, they promised they would do this thing. And if you're a leader and you do that stuff, then that's just bad. You are an awful person. You should never do that, regardless of how firm you think your word is. You know, super honest with their own crap, and will go out their way to fix issues before it even becomes a known thing. Yeah. They'll try to resolve behind the scenes first, yeah, which is good. I remember when they said their work mats were like an off-color, or the anti-static anchor points were wrong. They mailed out correct ones and anchor points to replace yourself as soon as they became aware. That's cool. That's awesome. I don't hate Linus, but I don't think it's malicious. I don't think Linus is malicious. I think it's just like, I think he's not a good leader, which is probably why it's good that he's not the CEO anymore, right? I think he's a good ideas guy. I think he's a good person. I think he means the best. I just don't think he's like built for it. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's malicious. And that's what usually makes me dislike people. I think they're malicious. I don't care if people are like do bad things if it wasn't intentional or not malicious. It's like the maliciousness that peeves me.
This miner was shot. Was there a mutiny?
There was. We failed.
Why did you not mention this before?
My heartfelt apologies. I suppose the memory was just too painful.
I think he gets caught up his own farts at times, and he's so stuck in his mindset he doesn't really identify with other people and their legitimate issues. Yeah, for the warranty thing, I think it's just like, in his head it's just going, well, of course we're just going to do it the right way. Of course we're just doing it the right way. But he hasn't really established like a solid framework for what the right way is. It's just whatever he's thinking, like, oh yeah, we'll just do right by the customers. But then customers are different, they have different opinions on what's right or what's wrong. And without that in writing, it's not solid, right? And that's what he's forgetting. It's still like bro YouTube face and not company face. Ooh, I mean, if you watch his recent stuff, I think he's very much in the company face now. But I think a lot of that happened after the recent drama. I think that drama was a bit very eye-opening to him. Like they need to refine all their processes. They need to like make sure they're doing things right for the customers and for their audience. I think a lot of that happened after the recent drama. I think that was very eye-opening for him. Because they've had a full-on change of how they do things totally. They're producing less videos that are more coherent and more concrete. They're set, the way they set up things now seem more solid. Like, I think also too, which is why he had that CEO takeover. Yeah, which was a good choice too, right?
What is that?
This is no ordinary spectre, that's for sure.
Perhaps in our pain, screaming to be free.
What are chains?
Made chains.
More importantly, how do we break them?
I see a weak link.
Well,
Whatever's down here did not like that.
I think it's good. It lets Linus be Linus while the proper company crap gets done. But either way, LTD is wholly owned by him and his wife, so they, if they want control back, it's super easy for them. Yeah, for sure. But that would be potentially very a very poor decision of them to do, though, right? Which is ultimately the good part. Talk about the show. Nurses will be isolated and starved. How did they make these flyers?
Possession incoming.
There's more of them.
They never learn, do they? Red, look at this.
The whole like just trust me, bro crap is omega cringe though. Like I said, if for anything that like matters to you, always get that stuff in like written down. Never trust any just trust me, bro stuff.
What's that mark mean?
I've seen it in books. Necromancy. Corpse raising, spirit control, that kind of thing.
Ever heard of a ghost able to raise the dead and control them?
I thought they were myths. Perhaps I was wrong. But we do our work.
That's why I don't shop at lttstore.com. But they fixed that though, don't they have proper warranty now? He works with computers and components, he knows how important it is to have a properly written warranties about consumers. There's no excuse to be so R-word about it. I mean, there is an excuse though, right? Which is the dying must die alone.
They told us to stay put for a few days, and we listened. When days turned to weeks, we made do. Now food's running low, and they've bolted the doors. We must act now, before it's too late.
The simple excuse is thinking you're the good guy, right? Which is the mistake a lot of people make. It's the thinking that you are the good guy. You're thinking, well, I'm not a bad person. I'm gonna do the right thing, you know. Well, if they come to me for warranty, well, of course we'll just supply them with that because we're the good guys. We're not gonna fuck our customers over. Of course we wouldn't. That's not the people we are. But then that's not reassuring to most people, first of all. But that's just not how the world works, right? Like I said, he was worried that if Elmody dies, that his family would be personally liable for warranty claims for so many years later, or whatever, which makes no sense. What? Matching 8 Pulse says this is BS. God, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's the same thing I keep saying about companies like Larian, right? It's like Larian does this good guy portrayal, but like what happens when they're put in the corner? What happens if you put Larian in the corner? What happens if Larian's next game sells like 20,000 copies, and now they're in the deep water? What happens then? Does does Sven sell the company and give the majority of the profits to his other employees, or like? What's the end result here? How do I reach that? If he died, it would fall in his family or something. He just didn't want to give anyone a warranty and thought he could get away with it. I don't think it's that malicious or stupid. I think he was genuinely thinking they'll just resolve it, and then you know, no need to like write anything down that makes it solid. That would be my guess. Linus doesn't strike me as like a particularly malicious person. How do I shoot that? Can I go in here now, maybe? No. Maybe. Maybe I have to get further up, like over here. Oh yeah, maybe that's the solution. Much more forwards. This reminds me of Plague Tale Requiem. Okay. Plague Tale.
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
Something's nearby. Yeah, boy. Wait. Can we get up there somehow? I don't think so. Papa. It feels like you should be able to shoot through this, like that's the point, but it obviously isn't. You can't get up there. It also looks like I have to shoot at that though to proceed. Unless the chain is going in that direction. Order for the disposal of the dead. Quickly wrap the body in cloth until no skin is visible, cover the mouth and nose for fear of vapors, bury the body at the back of the cave, and seal the grave with stones to prevent miasma and contain the sage.
Why were these galleries walled up?
I don't know. The walls were there when we got here. As if our predecessors had a reason for blocking it up.
Just burn the bodies? Yeah, I mean, you would think that would be normal in this world, but... As we've established, it doesn't feel like they really think much about the world. Oh.
What a sight to behold.
Wasn't I always?
Wait, how do I, how am I supposed to bring this thing all the way over here? I see this climb up here. Was there a jump? No? How do we get up there? Is that our way down or something? It doesn't look like the way down. Maybe there's a wagon in here? Oh yeah, there's a wagon in here, okay. Yay, we broke that thing for one mushroom. Do. I was saying that the only problem with the problem with the bro trust me stuff is just that it only lasts until it doesn't last anymore, right? And with all these big good game studios that everyone loves too, it's just gonna last until they end up in a bad situation and then it's over. Now it's not bro trust me anymore. Now it's not the oh look, we're the perfect game developer anymore. Now it's like, oh, now we have to face the realities of being a business. Well, I guess it's time to say goodbye to this good reputation and just start yucking everyone over. I don't trust BioWare or Bethesda anymore. I don't. I mean, trust is a weird word to begin with. I trust Remedy. But trust is a weird word, though. Any who try to leave will be shot dead. I trust people that I feel like are genuinely trying to create art and that aren't, I guess, like that don't feel like they're unnecessarily tainted by this idea that they're better than anyone else. I guess I'm no longer willing to buy their games off the strength of their name. Yeah, sure. Like, Remedy isn't out there saying like, oh, look how much better we are than everyone else. We don't have DLC. You know, they're not out there bashing on the game developers, right? I respect that. They're making their games. They're not saying we're better than these guys. They're not saying, look at how valiant we are for not having DLC. Even though they could get a lot of great publicity for that, if they had just been like, hey, guys, we're releasing Alan Wake 2, no DLC, or well, no cosmetics or whatever, no microtransactions. People be like, what the hell? I mean, they couldn't get away with making such claims, though. What do you mean? I mean, no, DLC, people don't care about DLC, they care about microtransactions. They care about les transactions of le macro. Ouais. Uh-huh. What's kind of mind-boggling to me is that it feels I mean, it doesn't feel like this. It's just the people that hold all of these opinions are so inconsistent. I was talking to some dude like a week or two ago who was saying that, you know, he prefers games where they have he prefers games where all the content is available in the game. right? He prefers games where you buy the game, then you get everything. And he said that Baldur's Gate 2 or 3 is better and like, you know, is better than Dragon's Dogma 2. And that seems mind-boggling to me. Because Dragon's Dogma 2 has more microtransactions, but all you purchase there is stuff you have in-game anyway. It's just stuff that you could already get in-game. Baldur's Gate 3 has microtransactions, but that's stuff you can't even get in the game. That's literally stuff that's only available for purchasing, for spending more money, right? Like if I had to choose for games to be like Baldur's Gate 3 or Dragon's Dogma 2, I would choose Dragon's Dogma 2 every day of the week. If all the stuff, except for one thing, I guess, it's just like random shit you could buy in game anyway. Like let's say this game either had let's say this game either had a bunch of like exclusive but this game does have that actually. It has exclusive outfits and stuff, weapons and stuff that are only DLC. Let's say it has that. I would any day of the week choose it having like purchasable resources. Like you can buy linen in the Steam store, or having exclusive items that I can only get for spending money. And I don't know why anyone would choose differently. I don't know why anyone would be like, no, I prefer to have exclusive items I can only buy for money. And also the one shapeshifting Baldur's Gate 3 helmet and put Larian on the mortal enemies list. I mean, Larian is getting screwed by their audience. It's not really Larian's fault. Well, it's partially their fault, but it's mostly their audience's fault. I mean, Larian isn't helping by being out there pretending they're holier than thou, but... It just, I've said this before, it just pisses me off that people are all up in arms about all these cosmetic items. You know, like Diablo 4, right? People lost their mind, like, what the hell, I paid $70 for this game and it has cosmetic items in it? And you know, and these are purely cosmetic. They do nothing other than make your character look different. And then in Baldur's Gate 3, people are like, oh my god, this game has no microtransactions. What the hell? This is the greatest game ever. And that game literally has microtransactions that are in-game items that like I work in the game. You know what I mean? It's so weird to me. I heard a rumor that their press tour is over, so hopefully no more Larian news for 2 more years. No. I would be very surprised. I saw people say that if Total Biscuit was around, he would, because of the, you know, it recently was revealed that they put Total Biscuit in the Warhammer Space Marine 2 credits, and people were like, I saw people be like, if Total Biscuit was around, he wouldn't stand for all this microtransaction stuff. And I'm like, I feel like he would. I feel like he would be 100% on board.
Sense the ripple of a past conversation.
I mean, Total Biscuit was one of the like original people that gave League of Legends a try and was like a big proponent for making that game like popular. You know what I mean? That's a microtransaction game.
Lay down your weapon, Prospector, and stand away. I'll not say it twice.
Hear me. I'm not your foe.
Obey the order. Put the pickaxe down.
Your uniform won't protect your son. Your officer will bury us all. He'll bury us all!
He'll bury us all. He meaning Pennington, right?
Who else?
Also, I don't mind Larian News. I think Larian is a great company. I think they're a great company. I just hate that there's like Schwarzenegger stuff. And I don't think they're like significantly greater than a lot of other people. I think they have a very inflated reputation, I guess. Oh. Oh. Can I even go back? Oh, am I? What? Oh no, there's probably a chain right here. No? Oh, there. They're allowed to fart sniff a little solely because of how culture relevant Baldur's Gate 3 is. The Concord devs have to go fart free for at least 6 more years. I don't know. I don't know. I have to play Baldur's Gate 3 before I say anything. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
There's more on.
Your possession has already been tainted.
Watch out! Spectre possession. Did we miss a few?
I have no hope for objectivity.
Spectre heading for that corpse.
I don't think you know me very well then, Dualius.
Sebastian, what is this place?
It's nothing. It's only... The people were angry. And for good reason.
Rebel camp.
How can you have no hope for objectivity when I quit? I rage quit Kentucky Route Zero and I gave it like a 6.8. How can you have no hope for objectivity? I am the objective master. Now I have less hope. I forgot how high that scored. That should give you more hope. That is literally me proving objectivity. It's me trying to be objective about something. How does that give you less hope? What is wrong with you? How's that even possible? 2 whole loaves, 2 boxes of biscuits, 4 sausages, 5 candles. Save the candles, use only when necessary. 1 biscuit per day per person. Once is a blade per meal per person. Try to keep sausages as long as possible. They keep well and could help us. Mr. Russian run out.
What's this? A black market shopping list.
Can't be. We had few rations. Many starved.
Objectivity, that game was poo-poo-doo. See, you're the one that has a problem with objectivity, Dualius. You're letting your emotions rule you. I don't. I go into every game with neutrality in mind. And I remain neutral. I am hella biased. Yeah, I'm not. A hand-drawn plan of militia checkpoints with plans for sabotage. Okay, what do I care?
Weapons, sabotage plans. Just how bad was the revolt?
Not as bad as Pennington burying us all alive.
That's no answer.
Match for Canskip, match pinpointing the militia presence in the mine. What's that hole at the bottom? Is that like the pit? I'm gonna give Baldur's Gate 3 a completely fair chance, but I'm 100% going into this game thinking it's going to be one of the best games ever made, and that's just the expectations other people have set. If it isn't, then that's their fault. People shouldn't have said that if that isn't the case. But I'm not going to judge it more or less harshly because of it. It's been solid. Yeah, it reviewed like that. Everyone keeps talking about it. It still has like 500,000 concurrent players on Steam. So, I mean, it better be a goddamn great video game. Come back in 2 days, a sunset rock in the shape of a bird. Rock in the shape of a bird. They will come. June 2nd. For the good of the wider colony, Priest has locked us in. We spent the afternoon organizing the rations based on the greatest need. Who has the greatest sense of living? We count 36 patients, 7 soldiers, 3 nurses. Pretty sure I can wave my advancement goodbye if I don't involve myself. So here I am, I already missed the sun. Why, there's a ton of sunlight down here. Priest keeps the dying away from the rest and forbade us to check on them. We could hear them deep in the mines. They are quiet now. They've been quiet for some time. It is hard to fight the sun, but God is with us, and we have food enough to last us a little longer yet. We shall come through this, those of us who are not sick. Then, like, 7 days later. Most of the week, I guarded the entryway. There was a fight. A sick miner broke Nurse Jolly's teeth. 2 militiamen killed him dead on the spot. Temper's Frey, those miners still fit to work, have downed their tools. The furnaces are cold, but the men boil over. They steal and we punish them. Priest looks out for us, carving us out of the lion's share of the rations, the better for us to do our work. Dying, hungry men do desperate things. They'll surely come for us. 7 days later. Come they did. Bloodbath. 9 men sent to isolation. Jolie started coughing, so Priest had her dragged away too. We no longer leave the barricade at the entryway. Priest spends countless hours hunched over his reports, writing and rewriting. I don't feel good. My skin feels hot. My lungs burn. My blood feels leaden. I pray it is the dust and the darkness. I wish to see the sun once before I die. Once more.
Words from the past linger here.
Are you gonna complain about the helmet, the shape-shifting helmet?
We change the guard when they bring the food. The old ones scarper while the new ones are still busy with the victuals. While they have their hands full, we take them.
The Super Deluxe Edition helmet? I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Let's see how good the game is. I'll complain if the game is bad. I mean, just like I did with this game. Same thing. Feels like I should be able to get out here, but I don't see how. Break the chains, chain man. The thing is, if Baldur's Gate 3 is clearly like a product of love and effort, then I'm probably gonna enjoy it. That's how simple it is for me, generally speaking. We really don't have time for all the games I wanted to play this year, though. We'll have to sacrifice something, and it's probably gonna be Final Fantasy 7. Captain Pennington, sir, the point of the catastrophe will soon be reached. Following your advice, I implemented the strictest measures against the sickness. They have failed, sir. I now believe the disease is unnatural. Even with complete isolation, new cases appear. My last men will not hold on much longer. We lack food, water, candles, oil. Soon we'll be on our knees, trolling the darkness for crumbs. I have hidden some biscuits and water. In 2 days, I will refresh myself and sneak out of the living quarters to reach the closed entrance. I will knock on the barricade 2 hits, then 3, then 2. Be there, please. Bruce.
All right, Sebastian, fess up. What's going on?
What matters is that Pennington must pay. There is nothing else.
The schedule for the rest of the decade is overloaded. I think we're making a pretty good dent in the lists. Like, we're getting a lot of really long games out of the way. As long as they don't keep releasing, you know, these games, I think we're good.
Sebastian Priest, in the mine you were to tend to the sick. Instead, you afflicted them.
What? No. This is a heinous lie. I gave my life for it.
You turned into a tyrant until revolt emerged among the exhausted survivors.
They must have gone mad down in the dark. Their rage found a target in me, the captain's man. I died innocent. I died a hero.
You're a murdering coward. You lied.
You lied to yourself, to your men, to us. You lied to your wife. Why did you really come back?
I didn't. I never did that. It's not me. It's all a lie. I love Helen with all my heart. Pennington must pay. You must make Pennington pay for his crimes.
You'll not get away with this, Sebastian. Come back here, you coward!
How are you blaming
I don't
Sebastian?
think he's coming back.
He was forced to be down here. I don't get. I don't get the blame here, but sure. Break the chain. The entire game industry takes 20-25 off so we can clear our backlogs. We have some big kind of franchise playthroughs still left, I guess. But I think this has been a good like dent year. I think we've really dented the list this year. Dragon Age, Fallout, Half a Yakuza. You're forgetting Assassin's Creed. You wouldn't dare? I would. It's on the list. It's actually, that's like 2 years of streams. It's like 800 hours, I think. Here. We can just go to, is Firefox? No, that's not Firefox. Where's Firefox at? We can just go over here. Then we can go here. We can write Assassin's Creed. Yeah, look, it's only 535 hours. That's not too bad. By the time we get there, there'll be 3 more of them. Dragon Age franchise is at 210. What is against the storm again? Oh. Oh yeah, this game was really cool. Oh man, I really want to play this. Vault of the Void. What is this? Card game. If you do another RimWorld playthrough soon, that's going to be quite a bit of time too, for sure. Might do that though. Total War co-op with bags, yeah, I mean it's there, but I don't understand what I'm missing here. I'm also missing something like really big and obvious. I really don't like co-op in those games though. I don't like co-op in Hearts of Iron, in Crusader Kings, and in Total War. Particularly Total War, I think is a very bad co-op game. It seems like it should be reachable from down here, so it's like I have to go below it. But the only way to get below it is through this house as far as I can tell, but when I go in here, this way is barred. But I can't, it doesn't appear to be any way through this.